Good day, everyone. What a wonderful day it is. Welcome to welcome to our channel. If you're new here, special thanks to you and a special welcome. Thanks to everyone for stopping by. I'm your host, Clyde Phillips Sr. Before we begin, if you're enjoying these videos, please hit that like button right now. The quicker you hit it, the more impact it has on the algorithm. Also, it wouldn't be a bad idea if you subscribe. Hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss anything going forward. And hey, share these videos with everyone you can. We need to beat that algorithm. Okay, let's dive in. Here's how it went when Ara interviewed me about my Tesla purchase experience. Ara started by asking me, after all the research, what was the moment you finally decided to pull the trigger and buy a Tesla? And I said, well, after 6 months of intense research, comparing every car on that list, Tesla won on about 40 out of 45 categories on my spreadsheet. It was a simple no-brainer. Like there was no option. Then she asked, so you went to the Tesla service center looking for a used car. What actually happened once you got there? And, well, as you can tell, we discussed it at length. So her interview was prepared quite well. I couldn't find any decent Teslas. The prices were crazy high, and I was looking for a used one. The rep looked at the inventory, and the only thing available was a brand new 2023 Model 3. It was beautiful, deep metallic gray. After we looked at the price, I said, I'll take it. It was actually cheaper than the used ones. Of course, this was at the very height of the chip shortage. She followed up with, you started the purchase, but didn't drive the car home that day. When did you finally go back to pick it up? I said, no, I didn't drive it home that day. I started the purchase on the app right there. But I had to go home to finish all the paperwork online, submit my trade-in information for the Ford Fusion, and everything else. They told me the car would be ready in about a week. I actually waited about 10 days because I was still pretty nervous about making such a big financial jump. Besides, that Ford Fusion, it was beautiful, and it was almost paid off. It was just on the verge, like it was right there. But I was like, no, I don't want to go another year with that car. So I explained to her. I walked up, gave them my name, and within 3 minutes, they brought me a clipboard with all the paperwork ready to fill out. They asked me to sit in the lounge, have a coffee, grab a snack. So I went and sat in the lounge, filled it out. And when I handed it back to the guy, he said, there's your car. It's like, really? That simple? Excuse me. It didn't take very long to fill out the paperwork either because it was mostly all filled out. It was just a matter of signatures and disclaimers and whatever else that was on there. You know how life is. We don't read the fine print. We just do it. They then helped me set up my phone as a key and gave me 2 of those credit card type complimentary physical Tesla keys. That was a nice touch, and they came in handy. Ara then asked, how long did you actually spend sitting in the car before you drove it off the lot? Because I had mentioned that I did. I had a delay in leaving. So I told her I sat in it for over an hour and a half. Not because I had to, but because I loved it. The seats felt perfect. The interior was so clean and simple. I went through the tutorials twice and set up everything before I even left the parking lot. And once they're set up, you save it under your name. Her next question was, so you finally pull out of the parking lot. What was that first drive actually like? I said I was very tentative at first because I had never used one pedal driving before. I left the parking lot pretty slowly, just getting the feel for it. But once it started to flow, the joy just went through the roof. I didn't even want to go home. Then she asked, you're out there loving the car with no charger at home yet. What happened the first time you needed to charge it? I said, well, I had no idea how it worked, really. Somebody told me the closest charger was at Lime Ridge Mall. I went there. And upon arriving, I'm like plugging in thinking I'd need a credit card, some sort of procedure, facial recognition, something. But no, it just started charging automatically. I've never bought a car and then just walked up to a gas station. It automatically started pouring in my bloody gas tank without a credit card or anything else. It was so blasted simple, it was crazy. So I was standing there, totally amazed at how simple it was. Toward the end, she asked me, if you had to describe the entire Tesla buying experience in just one or two words, what would they be? Honestly, I said, stressless and seamless. There was zero external pressure. The only pressure was the pressure I put on myself, trying to decide if it was the right time, if I should have pulled the trigger or not. Other than that, no pressure. The service people are all there to help your experience go forward, not to upsell you. There is no upselling. You bought it online. The price was there. So, for her final question, she says, if someone's nervous, why is it so difficult to speak today? If someone's nervous about buying their first Tesla, what would you tell them? I thought about it. Not for very long, but I thought about it. And then it was simple. The chances of you being disappointed after you've pulled the trigger are probably 1 in a million. What more could I say? Now, if you appreciate these videos, please remember to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this with everyone you can. And remember something, folks. We never give up, and we never give in. But we always keep an open mind, because that's the way we gather knowledge. Knowledge being the only power we'll ever have in this world. And we are not giving up our power. See you in the next one. Credit for this script goes to a conversation interview between Clyde and Ara. Thank you all.